Live and hello and welcome to today's wonderful conversation, shining the light on our community. And of course, my name's Sophia from Sacred You. And with me today, I have a very, very special guest. Very special that I'm really excited to meet and to get to know about our beautiful Gurmehar or Gurm, as we're going to be chatting to Gurm about yourself, Gurm, and about your journey and being an artist. So let me just introduce you to all our speakers a little bit. So you were born in India, you grew up in China, but you currently reside in Thailand. Wow. And having grown up and being schooled in an international environment, immersed throughout in a multicultural atmosphere, Goma has always been fascinated with unique cultural experiences and stories from all over the world. And you followed your passion as being an artist, and now you work in mediums of drawing, painting, and mixed media. You've done a master's in visual arts. Wow. And you're interested in creating works that represent the familiar world around us. Definitely. And Germ, I must say that we are actually honored to have you as part of Sacred You, because every now and then you post things in the group that are really, really inspiring. Really inspiring. What you write and what you create is absolutely wonderful. So thank you for joining us. So thank you. It's a really honor to be able to talk with you today. I'd love to know more about you, but from you. So tell us a little bit about your story and how you got to where you are now, to being, an international artist.
First of all, thank you, Sophia, for having me and creating this wonderful community. It's always a pleasure to be a part of it. And well, how I got there. Well, people usually have childhood dreams that when I grow up, I want to be this, I will do that. They have a plan. It was nothing like that for me. In fact, art was something I used to avoid, run away from, escape, find the excuse to just get out and have nothing to do with art because in school, teachers always like to go by the book and stick to the curriculum and just you have to draw exactly like that, and everyone's work has to look the same. No color, no line can be out of place. And I used to struggle with that because I realized that everyone has their unique style. I realized this much later, but um, during those classes, I was laughed at, I was bullied, I was judged. So it really hurt me and it really took me away from art. Like maybe art isn't meant for me and I shouldn't do anything, I should have nothing to do with it. Things changed in middle school and high school when my teachers saw something in me or recognized my style, and they encouraged me. They said that, your style is not a weakness or a limitation because creativity is who you are. And it's very personal and connected to you. And you shouldn't be ashamed or embarrassed of sharing that or, masking behind that. So that's how I got into it. It started as a curiosity that actually I can have fun with it and I can explore. And it soon became a passion. And then now I'm working as an artist. So
And being your authentic self, to stepping into who you really are, stepping into the power of your creativity and stuff. So what did you do along the way? Like how did you go from from being someone who avoided art, right, to really owning the power of being your authentic self? Did you actually take any actual steps? Did you do anything in particular that helped you at all?
first of all, I had to know who I was without
Yeah.
society or without the pressure, just who I was all alone, who I was at my freest and at my happiest and at my highest point, and even at my lowest and, saddest points, I had to discover all of it first by myself. And I did a lot of, I still do a lot of, self-development, self-care, self-love work to get here. And I still today, I feel like I sometimes need to mask, but then I remind myself that actually being vulnerable and being authentic is my superpower. And there's no one like me, and there's no one like you or anyone else in this world. We're all, what our own individual piece, and we shouldn't be afraid to show that. Because once I started sharing all of those posts and creations that you're talking about, I people could relate to it instantly. They're like, she's being human. She's sharing such vulnerable and personal stories. So why can't I? And I can relate to that. I've been through that experiences because when I read other people's posts, I could relate to that. And I was like, if other people can post like that, why can't I? Why should I shy away from it? So that's how I, got into it.
Good. And just taking that step, having the courage just to do that, and not worrying about what anyone else thinks or does, but really just owning yourself. So just really like to just take a moment just to really honor you, to sharing your story and to stepping into your power. And I love how you talk about your superpower is, being your authentic self, not worrying about what other people says, what other people say or do, but just to do what you really feel is true to you.
And if you love yourself, like I took a long time to realize that it was quite a journey, but if you love yourself, and if I'm the only one who's confident about my art or about myself or anything, then that's enough for me because I know who I am. Even if I'm the only person who likes my art, then I'm okay with it because it's me. It's my confident, happiest, most powerful self. And of course, there will be judgments and critiques, and that you can't stop that ever. But you just learn to accept it and deal with it because I know that I tend to judge people. It's just a human thing that you
Yes.
see something, you judge them, but you can control how you react or how you act on it. If you spread goodness and kindness in the world, then you've done your part. So,
yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. And it's so true. We live in a world where, as you're saying, judgment is part of being a human in today's world. We all judge, even if we try not to. It might be the littlest thing, but we all have opinions of what other people are doing, everything. But it's how we react to those judgments. It's how we react to what other people say or do is what matters. And I love it how you share that, that it doesn't really worry you, like you don't let that affect you, that you know what you're doing and that's all that cares, that you love what you're doing and that's all that really, really, really matters and stuff now. So how now in your life that you've stepped into that power, how's your art changed through your journey from when you very first started and you were, when you avoided doing art to now? How has that helped you?
so I started out with patterns because like I've always been fascinated with patterns, like exploring the different combinations of lines, shapes, colors, and all of that. And honestly, the reason I started it was because it's the easiest thing to do. That was the reason I first started. It's like I have to start with something easy, something that I can actually do, something that people won't judge my skills in. And lines, anyone can do lines. That's what I thought. So I was like, okay, I'll just start with making simple lines and shapes. And at that time, I was like, even in the simplest of things, I wasn't confident.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always judging myself. I was like, I can't even draw a straight line. I can't even color properly. What is this? This is so pathetic. And as I evolved into my authentic self, I started getting more personal with my creations, because art became like a form of therapy and something I could just go to express my feelings, because I'm naturally, very shy and introverted. So art was the way I could tell my story and just went and celebrate and do all of that. So I started getting more personal, whatever experiences I've had or whatever is going on in my life or something I really learned and got excited about and I wanted to share. I started doing that through my creativity and that really helped. So that's how it progressed.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And it's just, just again, standing into that and allowing the creativity to flow and going through that personal judgment. I think that's, I don't know about you, but I think that's the thing that really holds us back the most is our own personal judgment and what we think of ourselves. Not, we don't, sometimes what other people say does affect us. We do allow that. But I think the biggest thing is what we think about ourselves and stuff like that. So can I ask you, what is the most, in your journey, in your life, with your creativity and stepping into your authentic self and everything that you've gone through, what is the most important lesson that you've learned?
I think it's just really, it's okay to share your feelings and feel your feelings. You're human. You're not always expected to be happy all the time and follow that path all the time that society has set for you. You can create your own path. And I used to be the person that used to bottle up my feelings. I was like, I can't burden anyone or pressure anyone or add to their problems or add to be sad when they're celebrating something. I can't do that. This is my fight, right? So I have to deal with it all by myself, and I can just smile and be happy even when I'm breaking down inside, because it's my fight and I'll just figure it out by myself. Why should I burden other people with it? But then I realized that the more I bottled up my feelings and the more I kept it to myself, I used to have sudden outbursts. And I didn't mean to. That person or that situation did nothing to harm me. But because all those feelings were bottled up, it just burst out in anger, in breakdowns, in whatever craziness, weirdness. And then I realized that I can't keep it all to myself. I mean, other people come to me when I need them, when they need me, right? So other people share their problems and I'm there for them. So why can't I let them be there for me? So I think that's like the most important lesson I learned is to just be one. It's okay to be vulnerable, to be human, to just share. So
just to be vulnerable, just to allow ourselves to be vulnerable and to be open, and as you said, a lot of time you're there for other people, so why can't we allow other people to be there for us? And I think that's also, it's helping when we do that. It's helping other people to grow, expand to in whatever area that may be, to help others. When we allow other people to help us, it's also helping them as well. So we're giving them an opportunity to feel needed, to whatever it is that we need in that circumstances. Thank you for sharing that. And is there anything else that you would like to share about your journey of being an artist, about your life of being, of really allowing yourself to be authentic, allowing yourself to live your own life, not someone else's life, because I know in today's world we're very good at trying to live someone else's life or the way we think other people want us to be. So is there anything else, any other tips that you would like to share about being your authentic self?
I think, and this has been said a lot, but I recently did this. Take a break, like listen to your body and mind. And I know I say that you should share and be open and all of that, and that helps sometimes. But also in today's day and age, with all the social media and all the pressures and expectations, and we all have to hustle and achieve this, achieve that, we sometimes forget to slow down and just enjoy the present. Just sit in nature, listen to the birds, soak in some sun, or just put away the phone and genuinely have real conversations with family or friends, or just write or practice gratitude. There's so many blessings around us, and we often just take them for granted and forget to see them. And actually, slowing down and just taking a break or just being with yourself actually really helps you reconnect and rediscover who you really are and what you want to do. So that's another thing.
That's it. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And it's so true. Just slowing down. We live in a world that is, I thought during the pandemic was the pandemic was our lesson, came to teach us the lesson to slow down. But I actually think that it's got, we've got even faster. We've tried to put so much more into our lives that time has gone by a lot quicker. So I love that. So just by slowing down and allowing ourselves just to be. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And one last question, if I may ask, and that would be, is there any other questions that I could have asked? And how would have you answered them?
Wow, I actually didn't think about this. I think we pretty much covered everything, actually. So yeah, I think I'm okay.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to more of your posts in our community. You're welcome to post as much as you like. And for everyone out there who is watching, we do have people watching, do click on the links below to connect with Graham and her art and stuff. Now, you are available for commissions and things if anyone needs anything. So do click on those links and check out the beautiful artwork that Graham creates by being authentic, by being your true self and following your own inner guidance and not worrying about what anyone else says or does or thinks. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophia. It was great to chat with you. Okay.